Nothing happens until something moves. Albert Einstein. Today I want to share with you 5 powerful tips to make massive change in your life.
Welcome to the Prosperity RX Podcast. This is pharmacist Keith Abel with your prescription for prosperity. This is a podcast where I give you hope. I show you the path toward building a life of peace and prosperity, to build a life that you don't need a vacation from. If you're willing to own up to it, to accept that you do have the power to change your circumstances, and that you're willing to do what it takes, then this podcast is for you. You truly can change your life and start on the true path toward financial peace and prosperity. W. Clement Stone, in his book, The Success System That Never Fails, said, if you cannot save money, the seed of success is not in you. So let's get on with the show.
So here are those 5 powerful tips to make massive change in your life today. So number 1, I want you to write all these down. Number 1, have a clear vision of your destination. You have to have a clear vision of where you want to go. You can learn a lot by taking steps in various directions, but to truly make headway, you need to know where you're going and then take massive action in that direction. You must create a clear vision of your goal. Then it's going to be easier to determine what steps you need to take to reach that goal. And applying massive action also requires thinking outside the box and approaching your goal in a way that you haven't considered before. It requires courage and moving quickly towards your goal by following bold, deliberate steps. For example, most networkers may pick up the phone and dial 1 or 2 people each day and believe they're making progress. However, a very good friend of mine decided he was not going to take that approach. He decided he was going to take all-out massive action and not come home each day until he actually made 5 business presentations each and every single day. Which networker do you think saw massive results the quickest? Number 2, write this down. Knowledge is power, but only when it's coupled with action. I want you to realize that although knowledge is power, it only becomes power when it's accompanied by action. Many millionaires, entrepreneurs, and other successful people are not PhDs or highly educated folks. Remember, Thomas Edison didn't know how to create a light bulb. It had never been done before. It's through trial and error, that is massive action, that he was able to take his idea and create massive results. Taking massive action is going after or pursuing your goal with absolute fervor and focused, deliberate, all-out activity that creates the opportunity to achieve massive results. It's all about applying a concentrated amount of energy toward achieving a specific goal. Number 3, evaluate and fine-tune as you go along. A mentor of mine, Paul Croto, calls these first 3 steps plan, do, and review. You have to have a plan of what you're going to do, then actually do what you planned, and then review the first steps and make adjustments. You have to reevaluate and fine-tune your action as you go along. One reason it's important to take action is that it offers you the opportunity to observe the real-world results of those steps and then to fine-tune and adjust your action until you achieve the desired results. At the end of each day, evaluate what steps you took that day and what the results were. Make slight refinements and put those refinements into action the next day. This information will allow you to evaluate your plan and perfect it as you go along. With all-out massive action, there isn't anything you can't achieve. Unfortunately, there will be obstacles to overcome, and most often the biggest obstacles to success are limitations with our own mind. Oftentimes it seems that a lack of resources or education or professional connections stand between you and your goals, and dwelling on those perceived obstacles wastes a lot of time. Number 4, value and manage your time. Your time's valuable. We are all only given so much time each and every day. To take massive action toward the goal of your choice, you must manage this valuable time. And when you choose to do something worthwhile, there are many other things that you choose not to do. So prioritize the things that you spend your time on and eliminate anything that's unworthy. Once again, at the end of the day, reflect on the areas where you spent most of your time throughout that day and determine which activities did not lead to massive action and find ways to minimize or even eliminate those activities. This leaves more time for you to work on your goals. And planning may be important, however, the most influential part of massive action is the action itself. In his book, Ready, Fire, Aim, 0 to 100 million in no time flat, Michael Masterson encourages his readers to take massive action steps toward their dreams without waiting for their plan to be completely perfected, without waiting for the circumstances to be just right. He contends that many people are in a perpetual state of perfecting or tweaking their plan as a way to procrastinate, a way to avoid making the steps toward action. By taking action steps towards your goals immediately, you create momentum that can keep you moving in the right direction, the direction for success. And finally, number 5, begin today. The basic law of motion states that a body in motion tends to stay in motion. Conversely, a body at rest tends to stay at rest. You may have become comfortable with your present way of doing things, even if it doesn't work for you or get you where you want to really go in your life. To get yourself out of your comfort zone and boost yourself into massive action, schedule a concrete time to begin your tasks and set a small window of time to work on it. For example, in my business, many people have a goal to make 2 presentations each day. We have a slogan, 2 a day, 10 in play. By having that goal of 2 a day over time, we'll always have 10 people that are in various levels of evaluating our business. To achieve the goal of 2 a day, we recommend setting a small amount of time each day to make contacts and stick to it. Don't allow any other distractions during that time. Once we develop the consistent habit of doing this day in and day out, it then becomes easier to transition into taking all-out massive action to achieve our all-out massive results. Before you know it, you'll take swift and regular steps in the direction of your most inspiring vision for your life. Folks, don't wait for your circumstances, resources, talent, connections, etc. to be perfect. The ideal situation is like my granddaughter's favorite animal, a unicorn. It's a wonderful idea, but to this point, there's no evidence to substantiate that it even exists. Without waiting for the perfect circumstances, start today to step courageously and intently towards your dreams and goals, and allow no obstacle to be so monumental that it can't be overcome. When you use massive action, no suddenly is not an acceptable answer, and there are creative solutions to any obstacle. Every obstacle can be overcome with deliberate action, a really big why. Massive action is something you can start right away. The life you want is yours for the taking and the making. What is massive action? It's your personalized vehicle to deliver you to the life you've always wanted. And you're in the driver's seat. As Tony Robbins says, the path to success is to take determined, massive action.
Folks, this has been another episode of the Prosperity RX Podcast, where we share with you your prescription for prosperity. Now's the best time to start taking control of your life. And as a loyal listener, I've put together a free course that you can take that will walk you through the steps of setting up and following a spending plan, so your family can also get on the road of financial peace and prosperity. To get that course absolutely free, visit spendingplanclass.com. And if you enjoyed this episode, I hope you like and share it. And in future episodes, I'll be covering many topics to teach you how to improve and to take control of your health, as well as topics that encourage savings and debt freedom. After all, what good is your health if you have no wealth? And what good is your wealth if you have poor health? So be sure to subscribe to my podcast on your favorite podcast platform. It's Prosperity RX Podcast. And be sure to subscribe to my blog, prosperityrx.com.